Check one. Here we go. Oh, I gotta see if it's working. Is it working? Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. There I am. There I am, the one that you love. Okay, here we go. Where's my thing? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I had a Pepsi for the first time in a long time today. A Pepsi Light. Diet Pepsi, I guess they call it. I guess light is just beer. And I never drink soft drinks, but it was delicious. Because Alice is having a cheating day. Not cheating on me physically, I don't think. But she's having a... she broke down, and since her phone broke and she was stressed out because she's addicted to her phone, Wordle and Twitter and 1,000 other New York Times things, in other languages and texts and this and that. Her phone broke yesterday, and she's had this anxiety with not knowing what to do with herself. So she broke down, and she's jumped back to her sweets addiction. So I went and got her a whole bunch of sweets, including Anthony. Did you let Pepper back in? Including Rice Krispie treats that you get in the package, which are total rubbish. That is my family, because of Alice. I mean, I like chocolate cake, and I'd whack that out whenever it was around, obviously, but I'm not a huge sweet guy. I don't really need it. But Alice and her family, they love, and like brothers and sisters, they love not only sweets, but rubbish. So they'll do those Rice Krispie treats, which are it's just Rice Krispies and sugar pasted together. It's so, their palates are awful. Oh, they're so terrestrian. And, did I say terrestrian? Terrestrial? Pedestrian. Oh, man, I don't love that I whiffed twice on that one. So they'll eat that. They eat gumballs and, like, and gummy everything. Like, gummy worms suck. Gummy bears suck. They eat Mentos and, like, Mike and Ike's and all these, like, things that are just awful. The only time I would ever go near, like, almost all this stuff is if I was high out of my mind on weed and had the munchies. Oh, God. So I got Alice as much trashy food as I could find. Some little Debbie banana thing, that banana pudding cream thing, like, it just rubbish. And I did get them Oreos, which are not rubbish. Which I should mention that... we talk a lot about Dr. Dan, and I did one time right before he went to his office eat Oreos, and so he did torture me that day too. But that day I had it coming. So here's my situation. This was today. The great campaign of Tom going to the dentist came to an end. So what has happened was I went to this dentist. I like the place; it's great. Like I said, I only ever went back this year after 10 years, whatever it was. And by the way, I brush my teeth and do all that stuff. The only reason I went back was because I have a feeling that kind of hurts in the lower part of my whatever mandible. I don't know what it is. And so, like, if I drink anything cold, it makes that hurt. And so that's why I went there. And of course, and I knew this would happen. I knew it. And I knew it. And this is why just trust your instinct and your experiences, Tom. This is what... First trip, kind of a consultation thing, minor cleaning thing, was whatever. And to set up all the rest of the trips was a few $100. I forgot what that one cost. Then they set up the deep cleanings for the right side. That was like 10 days ago. That was $1,000. deep, and that was some filling too that they claim I needed to have filled. It didn't bother me. Didn't feel like a filling. I had no idea, but okay, fine. Then another one. Today I had a whole bunch of shots of Novocaine. They're doing the left side this time, and I walk out of there, and it's another $1,000. No, this one was $1,100 out of pocket. And they said, the lady at the front desk, she was nice. She said, let me just see, like, what if you've hit your maximum for the year. She said, yeah, you've hit your maximum. Meanwhile, I have 3 more appointments coming up with, like, no more insurance help. So I'm going to be canceling those. And I will see the dental community in another decade. Sayonara, been fun. The one tooth that I went there for, they said it's on our watch list. It's on the watch list, okay? It's on the watch list. Homeland Security it has its picture there. So that's it. It's on the watch list. They weren't going to, like, they thought that they hit all the very important stuff. And this is why I hate doctors. This is why I hate dentists. This is why I hate everybody in that field other than Mr. Toast. It's such a frigging racket. And they never just do what I asked for. Like, I wanted to go to the doctor because I have to go there in order to get high blood pressure medication. I go there, they give me 1,000 tests. The doctor tells me what a piece of crap I am with the tests. And then they want to do more tests and this, and they want me to get anally probed. They want me to do this, and 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 this. And, like, I have to do all that stuff if I'm going to get the one thing I want. And I hate that racket. I hate that racket. I hate it. I understand that you guys spent a lot of money to go to medical school or whatever doctors and dentists go to. But you're no better than mechanics. And actually, in a lot of cases, worse. In a lot of cases, worse. A mechanic never sent my dad home from Dartmouth Hitchcock only to have him die the next morning, and with me and my brother having no idea what to do. That's like Doctor F the medical community. Oh, just don't give me. I'm not saying any CEO needs to be shot, but I'm just saying, just like whatever, just leave me alone. I've had enough of your horseshit. I don't believe you. I don't believe in half the things you say. I think you have an agenda. I think you're trying to drive prices up. I think, and Tim was so right. Tim and Kenton was so right. She was like, tell me if something hurts, and it started hurting, and she said, okay, I'll give you a little more. Bang. And of course, they're giving me this drug to numb my mouth, none of which is covered. So if I want the procedure to be covered, I just don't get painkillers. Okay, okay, fine. That's fine. You're effing grifters. That's fine. But I did like the whole staff. I thought it was fun. There's part of me that's happy that I've got this confirmation bias. That, oh, I see. I assumed that you were this is all a racket. And of course, once again, they said we're gonna have to take a look at that little baby tooth there. It's gonna come out soon. We better be proactive about that. And this is the 11th person in 33 years, dentist in 33 years, who said this. And it's like, you all said it was coming out at any time now, and it's been 3 decades. I've had enough. Thank you very much. We're not doing baby tooth alarmism anymore. That's over. So, but you know what's interesting? And Tim would have been very mad because no. Steve would have been mad because he said don't make small talk with the hygienist. And I went in. I was small talk city. I asked her. I said. I said, since the right side, last time you were sitting over there, for the left side, are you going to sit over there? And she said, no, dentists and technicians only do it from the right, unless they're a lefty. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. They only do it from the right unless they're a lefty, in which case all the furniture will be the other way. Did you know that? I mean, I kind of felt like they swiveled around and swung the chairs around, on chairs on rollers, but no. Apparently it's not something they do. So there you go. So that's the latest from me. Now, I do want to get to a story that we've just been breaking the main wire here. That's so great. It's so great. Now, before we go much further, Thomas, I think you have a pitted bull, or Florida Cadet, you may have a pitted bull. A couple of you, I think, have pitted bulls. When I say this, I'm not talking about your pitted bulls. I'm talking about everybody else's. Okay, so yours are exempted from this. But we wrote this story up today, and it was such a pleasure to edit it because I managed to get the dog's name in there, and this stuff is just so good. Unfortunately, and not you people, but pit bulls bring out the worst in people. So listen to this. Bangor pit bull fatally shot after charging at child. Owner faces charges. Here's the article written by Seamus Othot of the Mainwire and with contributed to by Joe Sokol of the Mainwire. This is great reporting. This story is going to be huge national. I really think it is because it's got all sorts of elements in it. A Bangor dog owner is facing civil charges after his pitted bull reportedly charged aggressively towards his neighbor's 3-year-old on Tuesday, and the neighbor fatally shot the dog. At approximately 8:48 a.m., the Bangor Police Department received a report about shots fired on March Street. Officers responded and allegedly found that a resident of March Street had fired at and struck a large dog after it charged at him and his toddlers. Adam Stade, the man who shot the pit bull named Blink, spoke with the Mainwire and explained his side of the story. If you're a dog owner, you still have a responsibility to protect other little kids and grown-ups from your dog, and that's sad that there are so many irresponsible dog owners out there, said Stade. He told us that the shooting was not the first time he had been menaced by the animal. The first incident took place the same week the shooting happened. Stade said that he previously called police following one of the incidents, and animal control responded. They allegedly attempted to speak with the dog's owner, who he says refused to open his door for them and only spoke with them through his window. After animal control spoke with the owner, the dog was allowed off leash again, and the owner reportedly claimed that his animal would never hurt anyone, according to Stade. And this is why the pit bull owners, not you guys, but the other ones always say, no, my Bella is an angel. Elsa is an angel. She would never hurt anybody. They call them the nanny dog for a reason. I know. Yes, Tyson and Thor would never hurt anybody. He hasn't yet. After animal control spoke with the owner, the dog was allowed off leash again. And the owner repeatedly claimed that his animal would never hurt anyone. You need to put your dog on a leash. If he comes over here, I'll shoot your dog. I don't want to shoot anyone's dogs. I love your dog, but I don't want your dog attacking me or my son, warned Stade. Stade says he believes the dog's owner let go of its collar on purpose before it charged at him. He also said he often hears screaming from the dog owner's house. That dog came flying straight across his whole driveway into my yard, and I shot it with Benny, Stade's son, right behind me. I shot it 4 times and hit it once. Then the kid came flying over my garden to get his dog and chased it back to his place, Stade told the Mainwire. My main thought was, Benny's right here. I can't let the dog past me, he added. Stade said that after the incident, he began getting death threats online. He provided a screenshot of some of the messages. This is the guy who shot the dog getting death threats. The dog is charging his kid. He began getting dog death threats online. He provided a screenshot of some of the messages he received from a Facebook user by the name of Regan Catherine, who appeared to be explicitly threatening to murder Stade and wish with death upon his son. Stade said that he showed Catherine's threat to the police, who have, he says, issued a summons to Catherine for allegedly issuing a threat. And she says, this is what she messaged him on Facebook. You're a disgusting POS. I hope you get your kid taken away. Or actually, I hope someone shoots your kid in the face 5 times and you watch. Big effing man you are. Pray you never see me in public. I will shoot you, and that's a threat. I will feed you to my dogs. I don't forget, so remember my face. I'll remember yours forever, and I will hurt you. Do us all a favor and go jump off an effing bridge. Nothing in the news coverage of it said that it was a father, a single dad of 3, protecting his son from a vicious pit bull that was attacking him on his property. So it's a lot of media bias, said Stade, who is precisely right, because the big 2 main, the Bangor Daily News and the TV station, they're pro pit bull. They're anti-person protecting themselves. He said that people posted his business card online, including his phone number and email address. He blamed the TV coverage. He praised police, saying, I love all those people down there. They're all really good people. He was given his handgun back on Wednesday, the day after the incident. By the way, here, bravo for things making sense in America. According to the police, the dog was initially transported to an emergency veterinarian by the Bangor Animal Control officers. Yada, 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 yada. At the same time, the neighbor's dog was not tethered or under control of. It's allegedly on Wednesday. The dog's owner was charged with dogs at large, a civil offense. So the owner is being charged. Good, good. The owner had reportedly been warned by animal control officers previously for failing to control the dog. So the dog has subsequently been felled, and that is it. The dog has succumbed to his gunshot wounds, and that is it. Now listen to some of the Facebook. This is just on the Bangor Daily News, the Facebook comments about the story. Give vet name, number, pet's name, and account name for your dog. People can donate directly to the vet's office. This is when it was still alive. Somebody says it's a service dog, which it technically is. Give me effing break. Somebody says, was the neighbor arrested? Because they expect him to. No, he wasn't. Somebody has got a picture of Blink in a nice Halloween costume, but he won't be wearing that costume again. He said, we miss you, Blink. Eric says, tell us who shot the dog. To which Samantha Meserve says, Adam Stade. So they're like saying his name. So sorry for the loss of your beautiful pup. Every single comment is pro Pitbull. Debbie says, I'm glad that is not my neighbor. Jersey Valentine says, literally have never met a sweeter dog in my life. She is literally a baby who has a wardrobe of clothes with cute little boots. Her owner always had her on harness unless he was close by. She has never been aggressive, and I've had 2 toddlers around her multiple times and have had very hands on 2-year-old. She never once became mean. This is the typical Pitbull thing. She's always been nice. She's always been nice. She's always been nice. Maul, tear kid's face out. Oh my God, she was never bad before. I've had my 2 toddlers around her multiple times. You should be arrested and have your kids taken away if that's true. She never once became mean. And even when he was crawling all over her, taking her food, you should be in jail for 45 years for doing that. What this guy did is horrible, and he had no reason to believe he was in danger. Freaking dog is sprinting at his kid. She was genuinely a baby in a dog's body. These are human beings saying this. This is beyond sad, and what happened to this poor dog, and this coming from a woman who honestly hates dogs. Not only did the guy choose to take a gun out to shoot her, like it was nothing, yada, yada, yada. Tanya says, this dog is harmless. Blink is a sweetheart, and this is completely wrong on the part of the neighbor. I hope he's charged and has to pay all the vet bills and suffering. I'm praying for you, Blink. Holy... Rachel says, didn't need to shoot her 5 times, and he's definitely got a crappy aim if that's the case. So take the gun. Who knows what or who will be next and may not make it. Chris says, some woman, wow, so the dog gets shot 5 times and the person doesn't get mentioned and no arrest? I guess he must know someone. He could have killed the woman, for God's sake. If a leashed animal spooked him in broad daylight that bad, he shouldn't be carrying a gun. It's not really how that works. Control your effing dogs. Taylor says, she's Blink's person. Blink has passed. Cry, cry, cry. Richard Maley says, son of Sam for a neighbor. Michelle Verrill, who's a guy, says, give me 2 minutes in a room with the shooter. He won't be walking out of said room. Tough guy. And this is like just how it is. And these people, they believe this. They believe in the media. I mean, these people believe that the guy should have let the dog run right past him and maul the kid and rip the kid's face off. They think that would have been better than a dead dog. If the guy didn't pull his gun out and shoot that dog and the dog mauled his kid, that guy should be in jail for life. The father. It's amazing. Like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take? I understand if you're a pit bull owner that your pit bull is not bad. But one hell of a lot of these attacks come from pit bulls that weren't bad until they were. I have a friend who's been to a couple of events with a bunch of us, whose daughter just happened to do a pirouette in front of her car when a pit bull, ran down the street. It didn't like the pirouette and mauled her head. Thankfully, she got like 50 stitches, whatever. It was the back of her head and around where her hair was. but she was bleeding and horrified and traumatized and effed up because somebody had to have a pit bull. Somebody had to be a tough thug to show, or it had to be a beta male and say, look, I'm not afraid to get, these are misunderstood. We're bad as humans. Or it'd be some dumb chick who decided, no, I can change. I'm going to adopt this wretch. Bella, you just need to be treated right by somebody who loves like me. Same ladies who date guys in prison, obviously. Oh, so anyway, we have, this story just came out, and I think it's just amazing. I think the whole Pitbull thing is amazing. It's like otherwise reasonable people get so freaking emotional when it comes to this topic. Pitbulls. They can't think straight when it comes to this topic. They all just immediately see, no, it's not, no, it's the owners. It's the owners. And sometimes, yeah, sure, it's the owners. But this dog has a built-in flaw that its jaw is too strong, and it gets spooked and feels threatened with no warning a lot of times and goes and mauls people and things. That's the thing about this. And we're going to get all sorts of crap for saying it, but it has to be said. It is an absolute truth. Like, what else do you need? God. Okay, let me see. Let's head down a list here of the other stuff that we're going to be doing today. Oh, yeah, some drama in Boston sports. Now, you guys probably know more about this than I do because I don't really listen to Toucher and Rich or anything. But this is Boston Radio Watch. This is Boston Radio. Looks like Toucher and Hardy just started a beef with Barstool's Pardon My Take. Now, that's, Pardon My Take, I think is, it's Big Cat, right? Right? They roasted PMT's Belichick interview on air, and PMT's Hank Lockwood didn't exactly take it lying down early this morning. So here we go. Let's check this out.
Most well known for dating Jordan Hudson. Dave Portnoy is an incredible marketer and businessman. There's no doubt about it. And Pardon My Take is a very, very popular show, and I'm told a very, very good show, and I'm not doubting that. I just am a little annoyed that they didn't ask him about Jordan Hudson, and a little surprised because I don't know why you would agree to do an interview with someone who's most well known for dating Jordan Hudson than anything else.
Their explanation of apparently that they gave on the podcast, he's been their top guest, on the wish list for years, that they always wanted to get Belichick on, and they didn't bother asking about it because they knew he wouldn't answer the question.
Bill needed this interview more than they needed him. I feel the same way about that, John. Like, for that podcast and for them to have Belichick on, it's like, how is that going to help them? Yeah,
because he's not going to.
Bill needs to maintain some connection to the youth who he knows listen to this podcast. He absolutely needed to do this interview. Why should he set terms?
Well, he didn't. He doesn't even need it, but you could argue, certainly, it's not even an argument that it's going to do more for him than it's going to do for them. And also, I'm clouded by this whole thing because I have one question I would ask Bill Belichick, and there's only one answer I want. It's why didn't Malcolm Butler play in the Super Bowl?
Right.
I used to say it was two people knew, that Bill Belichick knew and Malcolm Butler knew.
Right.
I'm not convinced Malcolm Butler knows anymore. He's said enough things and kind of contradictory things to make me think that maybe he doesn't really know. Bill knows. Bill might be the only one who knows, but it's a very short list of people who know. Bill knows, and if you're not going to...
So this is Toucher and Hardy doing this thing. And for them, they're punching up. They can only hope that they're talking about them. I guess they are at Barstool. I think it's weak sauce to say, we want to know about Jordan Hudson, and then the other guy wants to know X's and O's football. Why did you take out the guy? Okay, like which one do you want? I also don't think I think it's possible to have an interview with Bill Belichick where you don't ask him those questions. Like, why would you? First of all, Jordan is his girlfriend. It's none of your effing business. It's like, who cares? And he's not breaking the law with Jordan. You can ask him about the Malcolm Butler thing, but I don't think you're going to get much. It's very easy to say what you tough guys would ask him if he was sitting there in front of you. When you don't have him, it's very easy to say. If I had Belichick, I would try to find some insight probably about, I've asked him questions before at Media Day, and he answered me twice, but I tried to be out of the box. I tried to trick him into talking about Trump once. But and I asked him a question about George H.W. Bush, who was sick. I knew he'd have a lot to say about him. You know, H.W. being an old Navy guy, the military branch, not the store. And you know, another time I asked him just about. I just tried to make news for the team because it's in during that Malcolm Butler Super Bowl in Arizona when I was at that for Media Day, which was my chance to meet Dave Portnoy because we were standing right next to each other, and I swear he was about to say, "Hey, you with the Herald?" Like whatever. I don't think he knew. He didn't know who I was, but he needed help trying to get in the Super Bowl. Anyway, I fucked up. I didn't do it. So anyway, so I asked Belichick if he had a message for people in New England who were getting battered by the storms, because it was going to be newsy, and obviously it was our front page splash the next day. Nobody else was going to ask it. So but if I was talking to Belichick, I would totally mine him for information about how you equate war and chaos and the unknown with how things break down in football in chaos, and how much training in football is also just reflex and just muscle memory from having it banged into you and banged into and banged into you. How do you like? I have 1,000 questions for him. I don't care about why he sat Malcolm Butler. I don't care. That's like, first of all, I'm 53. I don't care why that he sat Malcolm Butler. What grown adult gives a crap? They sat Malcolm. The guy gave us 50 Super Bowls. All right, calm down. Jesus, let's get back to these guys.
Answer that. I don't care. You could have asked him about Jordan Hudson. He's not going to give you an account.
I'll tell it because it was.
So
he's said enough
they switched
things
apart my
and kind of
take right
contradictory things to make me think that maybe he doesn't really know. Bill knows. Bill might be the only
about to
one
switch
who
department
knows.
take.
But it's
Big
a very
cat.
short list of people who know. Bill knows. And if you're not going to answer that, I don't care. You could have asked him about Jordan Hudson. He's not going to give you an account.
I'll tell it because it was. So the Belichick interview, everyone should go watch, listen. Incredible interview. I think we all walked away being like, that was so much fun. We want to do it again. And
quick side note, Toucher and Rich, Boston Sports Radio is shitting on me for thanking Bill Belichick. Fuck them.
why wouldn't you?
Touch of Rich.
I don't know how.
Not a journalist move?
I
What
don't
is
know
it?
how many times we got to say, we are not journalists.
No.
We will never be journalists. Not a single person in this room went to a journalism school. We don't pretend to know journalism. We barely can read. We're as biased as possible. We will be open about our bias.
I will say one thing that Dan Katz said. He said it was an incredible interview. I don't like that because it makes it sound like that you did an incredible job. Really, you can say Belichick was incredible. I've worked with people who have said that too. Like, that was incredible. Don't say that about us. Just say it about them.
We will do softball interviews if we want to. We don't care. We're here to entertain you and make you laugh. That's our job. We went to clown school.
Yeah. Any sort of news
That's funny.
or journalism that we actually end up doing is completely by accident.
Yeah.
Like if we ask a question and somehow get a newsworthy answer, but I don't understand why they're upset with Hank for just being like, thank you, coach.
You were glazing. You were riding on it.
Yeah.
Were you bouncing on it? Were you bouncing on them?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that, saying they went to clown school. Yeah, they're not freaking frauds. Shut up, God. That's it. I almost got in with Dan Katz. I thought I almost did. I sent them a pitch. If you KMS people remember, I sent them a pitch. I sent a bunch of people at Barstool a pitch to try to work there when my contract was being redone for WTIC. I pitched them out a few different kind of shows, all sorts of content, new gambling, stuff that it was a pretty thoughtful pitch. And Dan didn't see it. Then I went sideways on Kirk's show, and they started seeing a whole bunch of my stuff there, the Barstool guys, and Dan then saw that the pitch I had sent because Kirk had read it. No. Dan saw it because I don't know. He just saw it. I sent it to Portnoy too, and everybody else. Nobody never got anywhere. But Dan saw it and he said, "Oh, thanks for sending this. I'm going to run this through our Boston guy, Kirk Minahan." And I thought, "Oh, great. Here we go." Well, at least that means I always knew that there was a chance that would happen, so I was very good to Kirk in the pitch. I said, "Okay, so at least a human being has seen it." And so Kirk read it and had fun with it, but it was it wasn't a bad pitch. Jeez. But the other thing was then, oh yeah, and there was something else that happened. I think when Kirk and Mike did that thing talking about me delivering the sub to the guy who had AIDS. I think Katz Dan Katz loved that, and he said, "No, who is this Shattuck guy? Kirk. They were all on remote somewhere." And he said, "Who's this Shattuck? Like, what is with this guy? Like, this is crazy. And what's the deal with him, Kirk? Like, is he like one of your guys or something?" And Kirk said something like, "Oh no, he's not. It's just some kind of like a right wing guy out there." And Kirk immediately changed the channel. He like booted the ball, but the soccer ball booted it downfield, and that was it for me. I don't know if not like Kirk is my personal headhunter to put me in a job placement, but I was getting very excited about some attention. But so there you go. I like Dan Katz. I like the Barstool people generally. The one who's no, I guess the part of my take. I don't know. I don't watch anything. I watch pizza, Portney eating pizza, and some other stuff. I think they're good. I should have talked to Portney. Okay. Let's see what's next. Let me check this chat. Wow, chat is empty tonight. Maybe it's because I went after the pitted bulls. You never know, do you? I guess I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so that is. Although Dr. Cheswick says terrestrial. No, it's pedestrian. Is their palette? It's pedestrian. Okay, let me go down to my list. Usually Alice is talking when I go down my list, so it's nice and easy. Oh, okay. I know somebody just told me that I should get Alice on the show, and I'm like, yes, I know. She doesn't want to come on the show. She is doing things like cooking beautiful dinners now. She made these freaking ribs in her stupid, what's that thing called, pressure cooker thing? The thing that everybody uses now, Hidapot or Hotto Poot or whatever it's called. Holy, these ribs were freaking ridiculous. Oh man, good. Let's see. Do we want to play the Bezos thing? Do you guys care about that? No. Here's Jon Stewart. We'll play this. This is good because it shows where the left is, kind of, and this is important.
Of the commander-in-chief, but the ubiquitous bloviating of the commander-in-chief has put us all as defined as who we are in opposition to him.
That's right, yeah.
And it's just a ridiculous framing.
Yeah.
It's a minute portion of the joy machine that you call your show. And it's annoying. And let me say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, not just for this show, but for the country. The day, oh people, close your eyes and dream. The day that the electorate in this great nation we call home repudiates this putrid administration, the day that happens, my brother, there will be, and I mean this, the day that happens, there will be a joyful noise from the bowels of this great country that will make Hungary's repudiation of Orban look like an Amish Sabbath. And it's going to happen. We are tired.
Okay, so don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. It doesn't exist. People who voted for Trump still like Trump. They are mad about gas prices. A lot of people are salty about the Iran thing. Or there are different things like prices, you want this and that. You're crazy. What do you think, that there's going to be repudiation to go back to your stuff? You want to saw the healthy breasts off of girls, you effing weirdos. Like what you guys did in Afghanistan? With the Biden original freaking inflation? Open borders? Having them come in here and kill Americans or rape Americans? You lied about it the whole time? Like, F you, you demons. F you, you demons. You godless demons. Go to hell. Okay, let's do the chat, shall we? But it's so funny. Yeah, get yourself excited about the repudiation. Sorry, that's not coming. It's not how it works. You guys have misunderstood everything that's happening. You've misunderstood. You've opted for whatever news story would make you more, would make you hyperventilate more, would make you more, confused and emotionally traumatized. You opted for all that stuff. You acted terribly. You did terrible things. You were complicit in terrible things, and that's why, like women mostly, but and beta male Democrats still love Fauci and stuff. Of course, they better love him. They're not going to come around and say, "Oh my God, we effed up our kids," because they were complicit in the effing up of the kids. So they're going to have to pretend and just say, no, we didn't know. They did a good job with the information we had. No, we had to. And they wouldn't listen to us at all because they had decided, since we voted for Donald Trump, that we're just Nazis and can't be listened to. And so all reason was extracted, and these emotional penises effed this country. Oh, the repudiation. No. Trump was the repudiation. At least 2 times, possibly 3. All right, let's do the chat now, shall I? I have so much drama happening in next door. My friends, marriage, just like, whew. Oh.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to let you know that not every black guy is named Cole Porter or Patrick Brown. Thank you.
Thank you, Be a Man Guy. Harmon, it's not, yes, I didn't say that, it's not Cole Porter, right? Who was the guy who did the Is that Cole Porter? No, we figured this out together, haven't we? Yeah, no, he is black. Wait, he is, right? Cole Porter. Yeah, he is, right? See? Urbane Broadway? Who's the entertainer then? Was it an American composer? Okay, maybe he's not. Cole Porter, the entertainer. Right time. Scott Joplin. Okay. I do need to get this tamped down. I need to delete Cole Porter from my mind. Oh, it's getting rough out there. Oh, by the way, can we just say, in Newburyport, where my dentist is today, wall-to-wall beauties. I love this. I love, you know what? God doesn't know that I enjoy my sight. And there's handsome men too, ladies, so don't worry about it. We need to get rid of the 19th Amendment, though. Sorry, it shouldn't, not for you, guys. For everybody else. Okay, let's go to the chat.
Hey guys, Andy in Cambridge, 5 minutes east of the Phoenix Landing.
Hey, Andy.
Just want to make sure that y'all noticed that I was nationwide yesterday on Clay and Buck, because Clay was dissing northern U.S. girls and saying that all the hot chicks are in the SEC. That's the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah,
He meant football, in case you don't know what SEC means.
I don't know, but yep.
And Buck was whining about how all the girls at Amherst College were total woofers. And I called in to remind Buck that he was right down the street from the UMass, where that town is Amherst, Massachusetts, crawling with smoking hotties. At least it was in the 80s when I went there.
Okay.
Cheers, all.
Thank you, Andy. It's an important insight you bring. By the way, we should mention for a second that a woman commenter on the Pitbull thing said, would he have shot the dog if it wasn't a Pitbull? That's interesting. If it was a collie, that's a whole new topic, right? Okay, so here's my feeling on women. Having been somebody who's been soundly rejected in many parts of the country, certainly California, I found the girls to be beautiful and gorgeous and cool and fun, but and this is an obviously generalization, but they were beauties. I lived in Newport Beach for a bit, and the beach just wall-to-wall beauties. I remember one time, like, these girls who I knew, these gorgeous girls who I knew, I worked at this grocery store on Balboa Island, and they're like, yeah, come on out and hang. And I had to hang out with them on the beach while they were in their bikinis. I had to be shirtless with my primary fat roll, my breasts, my side bellies, totally pasty white, and they would talk to me in their like two-piece bikinis, total tens, and say like how you liking it out here? Is it like, and I was horrified. I still need it. I need some shrinks. Oh my God! I can remember like taking my shirt off and thinking, oh my God, there's nobody on this beach that looks like this. They got an early okay. So I found them to be exactly what you think. Beautiful, but they all looked exactly the same. They all dressed the same. They all wore the same, like Doc Martens, and went to Melrose to shop, and Melrose, LA to shop, and whatever. I do think that pound for pound, the SEC, and I assume we're talking about Florida, you're looking at some prime, gorgeous American women there. There's no doubt about that. I haven't really interacted with them. I don't know how like friendly they would have been to me. Well, then again, it's me. But I found the girls in the Northeast, there's not as many beauties. There are plenty. There's no doubt about that. Believe me, I lived in Boston for a lot of years, and I would walk up and down Comm Ave and to the Esplanade and see the beauties out there, and the BU chicks, and the Beacon Hill girls were just lovely. And so there's no shortage of them. But they were totally cold and bitchy for the most part, like the beauties anyway. It was just a thing to be like bitchy, and it made me like a misogynist almost. Okay, so you're gonna be bitchy to me for just saying hi, but you're gonna sleep with that freaking Abercrombie wearing jerk off, who's then going to have a one-night stand and never call you again, and you're gonna bitch about being mistreated. Like, you have it coming, you shallow Northeast pain in the ass. And the only reason I say that is because I discovered from my friends, Jay and Dana, they were moved out to Chicago. In Chicago was the perfect mix. Wall-to-wall beauties. You've got all sorts of people from everywhere there. There's Serbians there. There's a whole lot of Polish women. Polish women are gorgeous. There's Irish there. There's Italians there. And they've got this Midwest thing where they just talk to you. I remember being at North Avenue Beach. There's a bar there. It's like 25 years ago. And I'm like waiting in a bar, and this blonde woman in a bikini, and I know because I'm 16 years old, who would have talked to me anywhere else, started asking me about myself. Like, what are you doing here? Are you from somewhere else? Have you been to this bar before? Were you like? And I don't even think she was flirting. I think that she was just friendly. Like, you talk to people out there. And I was like, wow. And so, like, of course, I was visiting my best friends out there, husband and wife. But I was also, like, that was the land where Jay Severin used to go to Iceland because the women were all over him. Legend has it. Not that I heard it from his own mouth. But there was, like, my stock was up in California. And in Chicago. And also, like, you guys know, if you're from the Northeast and you're a fairly young guy, if you're from Boston and you're a fairly young guy and you speak fast like we do up here, and if you have a Boston accent especially, women there love that. They love it. And I tell you, man, the women are beautiful. The Lincoln Park Trixies, whatever they're called, or whatever they're called now, that was 25 years ago. There are beautiful women everywhere. And in Massachusetts, and obviously anybody who listens to this show, is the only requirement you have is that you're beautiful, and you've all passed. There was a comprehensive test. But Andy, it's a very good point. Very good point. And there was some beauties in Cambridge. My goodness. The Phoenix, there was also always beauties. And at the what's the one at the end? Not the communist place, but the Bellencastle, the Wagon and Coltrane, whatever. Morphine used to play there. And I remember Mark Sandman checking out, they would try out drummers for Morphine there. And Plowing Stars, and all these gorgeous women just were fixated on the drummer in Morphine. I thought, man, what do I need to do to have people fixated on me? Apparently, just going from bar to bar, finishing half-used drinks, stumbling around and slurring, was not what I needed to do. But I did that anyway. Okay, Alice texted me like a banshee. Like, I'm gonna have to get that. All right, guys. I guess I will see you. Let me check the thing and see if there's a message. Hold on there. I gotta get to Alice, see what she's on about. Oh, man. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff happening. Oh, hold on. Let me look at Alice's text for a second. Jesus. What is this? Hopefully it's another. I brought my work computer because I'm so screwed dealing with all. Like, please stop, guys. What the fuck? Oh, it's. Yeah, they're 8 years old and they're making the baseball game long as hell. This is a problem we're having with coaches these days. Alice needs me. Okay. So, I know I was mocking you, okay? Your memory is crap. Scott Joplin. Sorry about that, Julian Phil. Cole Porter did Everything Goes. Okay. Scott Joplin. What color was the dog? White, actually. Tom losing some jowls fat and starting to look like Platner. Oh, thank you. Here we go. Oh, my new Wegovy came in. It's stronger than the old stuff. So there we go. So I can be as terrible as I want to because I'm going to be skinny. Tom will go to the shrink like he's gone to the dentist. He'll go like twice and complain about the copay and quit. Afternoon drinking sessions are a gold mine for the Shattuck podcast. Thank you. And visiting glory holes. That is not true. Jay Sefrin totally lied about his sexual exploits. He looked like a zombie. Jay was not. He looked terrible in pictures, much like John DePietro. Jay did not look stupid in person. He really came off. If you talk to him, he came off like an Italian dude. he really did. But yeah, he had kind of a look. The camera didn't help him. Can we have once a week Alice replace Tom? You can ask her. I don't think it's going to happen, but please, guys, you know her. Oh, gifted subscription to Tom Shattuck's Burn Bar. There we go. Thank you, Splash. Yeah. So yeah, that's just how it is. So it looks like I have. Oh, she's here now. So I gotta get out of here. Let's see if I can find that music. You ready? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out. I was really looking forward to this show because I'm into the Pitbull thing. I'm into some of the other stuff that's going on. And thank you guys for being the best. And Alice is about to walk in here. Maybe you'll see her. Maybe we'll see her. We know. Always appreciate. That's her. That's her. She's coming. All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.
C'est la vie.